Hi everyone, it's Chris Burfield. I'm here with Dr. Rick Wren and Dr. Jeffrey Cottingame, and this is your SOCM Monday Morning Huddle 4.0, where we go over the 4 points to power your practice. And we're going to start with the S, the O, the C, and the M. The S stands for subluxation education. Dr. Wren.
Today we're going to talk about C4, which one of the things it references on the chart is it goes to the eustachian tube. And what that reminds me of is the several patients I've had in the last 30 years that you'll adjust them, and even the first time you'll adjust them, they'll stand up and they'll swallow, and of course you don't know swallowing is an issue. I don't even know if they know swallowing is an issue, but they'll stand up and go, man, I just could swallow a lot easier. Or maybe after a month of working on it, they go, man, I could swallow a lot easier. And then typically they'll go, even though you taught them where the nerves go, they'll go, could this have anything to do with that?
Right.
You know, absolutely it does.
Right. The S, or not the S, but the O is oxygen for your practice.
We're going to go to number 4 on the 24 ways to get new patients, and it states that the history form should ask how many children the patient has and their ages. And that's where you're going to start tying into, you know, congenital defects. Your kids could have had accidents, maybe they're connected to the same problems you have. And that's just step 1 of going down that path.
The C stands for CA Tip of the Week, and this is actually a great tip for you CAs. I can't tell you how many chiropractic offices I've been in where I've watched a new patient walk through the door and I see the CA greet the patient, but they greet the patient from behind the desk and they kind of reach over and say, oh, you must be Mary. That's a big no-no. If you're in my office, you'd be fired immediately. I'm just teasing. We would train on that. But anyway, it's real important that you come out from behind the desk and greet that patient with a nice, firm, professional handshake and a very warm greeting with a smile. So make sure you're coming out from behind the desk and meeting them. It goes a really long way. That really impresses a lot of patients, so make sure you're doing that. The M stands for motivation and inspiration.
Too many of us are spending money we haven't earned to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. You know, our lives. Yeah. I think a lot of our lives and our energy are spent on filling up our space with things and receiving our acceptance from others, but and spending. You know, I have a financial planner, and my financial planner tells me that people in our society are just addicted to spending. You know, and all of that is done for an addictive reason of feeding our ego and continuing to feed ourselves with stuff from the outside. And when we really realize that we're okay already on the inside, and when we begin to feed the inside and realize more of who we are, that's when we're able to get satisfaction out of things in our environment. That's when we really realize that we don't care what somebody else thinks of us. I had an old fella come into my office once and he said, you know, when you turn 20, you're worried about what everybody thinks about you. When you turn 40, you don't care what everybody thinks about you. When you turn 60, you realize none of them were thinking about you anyway. So right? Stop trying to please others and please yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing how young we are that we think the more stuff we buy, we can look important, or
so
we're worried about everybody thinks about us and all that. And then, especially when you hit 50, I just don't give a crap. You know? I don't worry about what I drive. I don't care what I live in. I mean, I do care, but you know, I don't need bigger, better things to make myself look bigger, better. It's just not important.
Exactly. Well, that is the SOCM Monday Morning Huddle 4.0. We just delivered 4 points to power your practice in 4 minutes. So make sure you're sending your friends and colleagues over to this video, over to the website, so they can watch these videos and learn from them so they can empower their practice. In the meantime, keep saving lives.